Hi, I'm Elizabeth Standifer, Work-Based Learning Consultant with your Work-Based Learning updates for summer 2023. Let's start with pathway updates for school year 23-24. I'm going to provide curriculum updates for 4 work-based learning courses, beginning with WBXX CTE Advanced Studies. CTE Advanced Studies will remain in pilot for this school year 23-24. The course and the PBM were revised in school year 22-23. If you're interested in learning more about these updates, there will be 2 opportunities for professional development here at Summer Conference this week. The new curriculum guide for CTE Advanced Studies defines these work-based learning experiences as appropriate activities to extend learning in the course. New to the course is the opportunity for students to complete and reflect on a minimum of 4 work-based learning experiences during the semester that relate to and support their research and project in the CTE Advanced Studies. These short-term experiential activities have been added to the curriculum guide and PBM as a menu of acceptable short-term work-based learning options, with mentorship remaining as a requirement for one of the 4 experiences.
As a reminder, students in the CTE Advanced Studies course should have completed 2 courses in the pathway, with one being a concentrator course. And as we think about career development planning for students, it is important to accurately reflect the student's course for credit when it comes to work-based learning, and avoid student enrollment in the CTE Advanced Studies course as a way to extend credit for other credit-bearing work-based learning courses like pre-apprenticeship, apprenticeship, or internship. CCRE 001 allows that local flexibility and board policy for the duplication of credit for those types of courses. All other work-based learning courses, including CTE Apprenticeship, CTE Pre-Apprenticeship, and CTE Internship, will remain in pilot for school year 23-24. CTE Pre-Apprenticeship is new and in pilot with new course codes and titles in effect. Revisions to CTE Apprenticeship, Pre-Apprenticeship, and Internship will occur in school year 23-24.
As mentioned previously, pre-apprenticeship course codes will be in effect for the school year 23-24, beginning with WL entitled Pre-Apprenticeship, followed by a cluster designation. This code should be used when students are registered with Apprenticeship NC and a bona fide registered pre-apprenticeship program. Pre-apprenticeship is a separate experience and course from the CTE apprenticeship, which should be used for coding students who are registered in a bona fide apprenticeship program with Apprenticeship NC. As with any course, your local school board has a flexibility under CCRE 001 to create policy which allows students to repeat these courses for credit. Exercising this flexibility in local policy is helpful in avoiding using inappropriate course codes for a work-based learning experience, and ensures the student's transcript accurately reflects the work-based learning course experience that was intended.
I have some fun data to share, beginning with this slide, which shows the number of youth as defined by WIOA ages 16 to 24 registered with Apprenticeship NC in both pre-apprenticeship and apprenticeship during the last fiscal year 22-23. This shows data across each region of the state. Included in this number are high school youth apprentices and pre-apprentices registered with Apprenticeship NC. The percentages for each region indicate the percent of youth from that region contributing to the total number of youth pre-apprentices and apprentices in North Carolina. Correlations between the actual registration data from Apprenticeship NC for high school participants and our own CTE course enrollment numbers will be compiled and shared with directors later this fall once school year 22-23 data is received from Apprenticeship NC and we are able to validate our own participation data. This data helps us look at how our course credit for work-based learning has grown over the year. In CTE for school year 22-23, high school course for credit for apprenticeship increased from 177 credits to 226 credits for 28% growth in course enrollment and credit. We know that most pre-apprenticeships were likely coded using the internship code for CTE, since the pre-apprenticeship code was not mandatory this past school year. That makes the exact number of actual pre-apprentices earning course credit a little uncertain. But what we do know is that course credits for CTE internship did increase this past school year from 4,215 to 4,862, accounting for 15% growth, even with 97 students being coded under the new WL code for pre-apprenticeship. If we add those 97 students back to our internship numbers, we rise to 18% growth. With the addition of the pre-apprenticeship course code, we know that next year our data will tell an even better story moving forward. And here's a fun fact. Harvard Business Review states that according to the Bureau of Labor and Statistics, a good growth rate for a business can vary typically between 2% and 4%. If we based our growth on that model, we're growing at a rate above the norm, which is what CTE is in the business of doing, going above and beyond. So great job and congratulations. This slide shows our overall CTE course participation over the past 2 years. And it helps us see how that relates to our course credit for work-based learning course participation percentages. So starting back in school year 21-22, we had 308,593 total CTE participants in grades 9 through 12. Of those, 7,080 completed a work-based learning course for credit. That made our statewide participation rate for school year 21-22 among all CTE participants in work-based learning credit courses 2.3%. We will be able to determine that same statistic and percentage for school year 22-23 after we have our final participant count this fall. Additionally, data shows that the work-based learning credits earned in school year 22-23 was down 1,475, with the total number of work-based learning credits earned at 5,605. However, those lower numbers were not from the apprenticeship, pre-apprenticeship, or internship course codes. And as we discussed in the previous slide, those course enrollments increased this school year. We will have a better picture of our participation rate for 22-23 after all the CTE participation data is in this fall, so please stay tuned. If you're curious about the percent of participation in work-based learning courses in your region, a look at CTE work-based learning course credit by region for school year 21-22 presented us with a true bell curve. 2 regions exceeded the state average, Northwest and Western, with 3.4 and 3.2% participation respectively. 4 regions fell right around that state average of 2.3, 2 were above and 2 were below, including Northeast, Piedmont Triad, North Central, and Southwest. 2 regions were below the state average, including Sand Hills and Southeast. What does all of that mean? Having worked in all the regions myself in work-based learning, these numbers should not be compared across regions, as industry appetite and engagement is different everywhere, and accessibility to work-based learning in a region is highly dependent on many economic and workforce factors, some of which are out of our control, and some of which we can influence through our partnerships. These numbers are not solely indicative of our work here in CTE, but rather of the current opportunities available and accessible to students in each region. A strong approach for 23-24 is to use this data as a starting point to strategize and create solutions for increasing opportunities and partnerships, eliminating barriers, and developing reasonable metrics and goals for growing our regions, knowing that it takes many partners to grow and scale work-based learning. Thank you so much for your time today, and please let me know if there are any questions on the information or data that was shared with you today. And if there's anything I can do to assist you, I'm happy to do that. My contact information is here and provided on the CTE Moodle. I look forward to seeing you live and in person here in Winston-Salem, and thank you again for all you do. Enjoy conference.